Tonight, two political heavyweights, Tim Walz and JD Vance, take the stage for a much-anticipated debate. But before you tune in, how much do you really know about Minnesota Governor Tim Walz? From military embellishments to economic half-truths, let's dive into the facts that could leave you questioning every word he says. In the realm of politics, narratives are everything, and for Governor Tim Walz, his story is filled with larger-than-life claims. Take, for instance, his role as a football coach. At the Democratic National Convention, former teammates praised him as the man behind an incredible underdog story, a team going from 0 to 27 to state champions. The crowd roared, and the image of Walz as a miracle-working coach was cemented. The problem? He wasn't the head coach. Rick Sutton, the actual head coach of Mankato West High School, confirmed that Walz served only as an assistant, working with the defense. Walz never corrected the record, allowing this exaggeration to play a key part in his political persona. But the stretching of truth doesn't stop there. Walz's military service, while commendable, is another area where facts have been bent. In a 2018 speech advocating for stricter gun laws, Walz claimed, "The weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are at." The statement implied that Walz had served in a combat zone. In reality, his deployment in the National Guard took him to Italy, far from any battlefield. When confronted about this misrepresentation, Walz deflected, blaming his grammar. Yet, his campaign had previously doubled down, calling the claim a simple mistake. The truth is, he never saw combat, and his own colleagues in the National Guard have expressed disappointment in how he has framed his service. And then there's the troubling story of Walz's exaggerated military rank. He often referred to himself as a retired command sergeant major. Yet, when he left the National Guard, he did so as a master sergeant, a lower rank. He hadn't completed the necessary training to hold the higher title after retirement. This distinction might seem trivial, but to those in the military, rank is sacred. Former colleagues were stunned to see him mischaracterize his service, raising serious questions about his integrity. Even in his personal life, Walz has had difficulty sticking to the facts. During a public conversation about fertility treatments, he shared a heartfelt story about his family's struggle to conceive, attributing their 2 children to IVF. However, his wife later clarified that they had actually used a less invasive procedure called intrauterine insemination, IUI. While both are valid fertility treatments, the difference is significant, particularly when discussing the political and financial implications of each procedure. The question remains, why embellish such a deeply personal aspect of life for political gain? And let's not forget the economic claims Walz has made during his time as Minnesota's governor. His campaign touts a strong recovery under his leadership, but a closer look at the numbers paints a different picture. Minnesota's GDP grew by just 1.2% in 2023, ranking it among the slowest in the nation. Job growth has also lagged behind the national average, with the state growing jobs at just 1.4%, compared to the national rate of 5.7%. These aren't the signs of a thriving economy, but rather of one struggling to keep pace. Of course, no political career would be complete without a personal scandal, and Walz's 1994 DUI arrest has haunted him for decades. While his lawyer initially admitted that Walz had been drinking before being pulled over, his campaign later spun a different story, claiming he hadn't been drinking at all and blaming his failure of the sobriety test on hearing loss from his military service. It wasn't until 2018 that Walz finally admitted to driving under the influence, though the damage to his credibility had already been done. All these exaggerations, half-truths, and outright lies lead to one important question: can voters trust Tim Walz? As he prepares to face JD Vance in tonight's debate, expect these skeletons to be dragged into the spotlight. Voters are left wondering how many more untruths have shaped the public image of the Minnesota governor. In a political landscape where trust is everything, Walz's track record is undeniably shaky. As the debate heats up, it's clear that there's much more to Tim Walz's story than what's presented on the campaign trail. From military misrepresentations to economic spin, tonight's debate could be make or break for his credibility. If you want to stay updated on this and other political revelations, be sure to subscribe to the Fame Journey, hit that like button, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.